July 14th, coming to you at home with Marguerite. You see the baby? You see the baby? Um, yeah, that's me. I should have shown you. Oh, okay. You're gonna hurt your foot. Yeah, you see that baby? Say hi, baby. Anyway, there was a block party. I mentioned it on Friday. It closed off the street like they do for December, and it definitely affected business. Business was much slower than your average Sunday. I was lucky because a couple of customers with quite large hold lists, so I didn't see, came by. So they put me at a better advantage for the day overall. But again, those customers pre-order all their stuff, so it's they're gonna pick it up for the most part, right, Marguerite? Hey, Joe. Yeah, so the block party kind of hurt business, but we got someone who picked up 6 weeks of books, who gets a lot of stuff. So let's say hi to Joe. That was kind of like a hi. So yeah, it kind of balanced things out, but it is frustrating when they close off the street, um, ostensibly for our benefit. But I could have arranged to have a sale or spoken. They could have asked me if I knew someone who wanted to table at the event, like every place in town gets a table or something. Like the fact that it was just this sort of Chamber of Commerce, people who are members of the Chamber of Commerce set up an event, closed off a street, and then it told us 5 days in advance. It was really frustrating. I had a few people who were in the shop, and I said, "Oh, are you going to go check out this block party?" And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "It's across the street, like it's right there." And they're like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And they look out the window, they go, "Oh, what's going on over there?" They live in town. And they had no idea what was going on, that there was an event. I had at least 3 people who lived in town, had no idea there was anything going on. And even they walked over from parking, a few blocks down. Didn't know about it until they actually were by me. There were no signs up anywhere. It was really bizarre. And then they're going to complain that not enough people came to the event, so they're not going to do it again. And people go, "Didn't they do this event last year?" So we'll see. Or they'll end up doing it every year in the middle of July. Block party. I do not know. Thank God, like I said, we got customers coming in. What was really interesting today was once again, and I was reviewing this. I was what? 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 You like your bottle? You want more bottle? Say more bottle, please. I realized I really missed out on a sale today with the customer. He was buying everything I had with Superman on it, but like selectively enough that you could tell that he collected. He bought some old magazines that I had that were Superman related. But he didn't go and buy like every back issue. He bought a few. He bought the new All Star Superman collection. Yes, he did. I realized that I have one of those books of Tony's. One of those really interesting books of Tony's is the Superman collecting book, the book about collecting Superman memorabilia, and I really should have pointed it out to him. But anyway, he was in the shop for like an hour looking at every different section. I had a young lady in her early 20s who was in the dollar bins for 45 minutes. Came out with dozens of Green Lanterns. Just different people shop for different things. I had a guy come in. He was looking for very specific volumes, specific editions of books. And when he couldn't find them, he spent half an hour to an hour. I don't remember exactly how long because it was the beginning of the day. Just looking around until he walked out with a stack of like 4 books. There's a lot of stuff in my store. There just is. And because of the block party, we did get a few people who were very random walk-ins. "Oh, yeah, I just wanted to see what it was. Oh, I just wanted to check it out." And they looked around and they were like, "Do you have Star Wars?" And it's like, "Well, I have Star Wars here, and I have Star Wars here, and I have Star Wars here, and there's also Star Wars there." And they're like, "Oh, okay, right, that makes sense if they're different. This is new, and this is old, and there's different Star Wars stuff." So they looked around, and most of them didn't buy anything. They were, this is one of the things we talk about all the time. When you do an event like that, when you bring people into town for a market, a fair, a thing like that, yeah, you're giving me a new chance of, having customers walk in. But most people have certain expectations. I had tons of people walk in and go, "You don't sell magic cards?" Or, "You know where I get like figurines?" Or, "You don't buy comics, do you?" Like, they don't go to comic shops. There just happen to be a comic shop here. because they were at this block party or because they were in town for a meal, they'd check it out. So when someone's interested in reading, we have a pretty one. I had a guy call me up, Joe. He called me up for the Savage Sword of Conan magazine. He got the first two. He really liked them. He saw I had the third on my social media. He's the one I mentioned, I think, on Wednesday, who pointed out that, he saw the picture on my post. He knew I had it. That's why he reached out. So I shouldn't think that my social media goes to nothing because he's buying something. So he came out with his wife, and she said, "Oh, I'm not into comic books." And I said, "Oh, well, what do you generally read?" It's like a challenge for me, right, Margot? You'll learn this as you get bigger. That's a challenge to your papa when someone says they're not really into comic books. So they said, "Oh, I really read nonfiction and, blah, 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 and mostly political." And I said, "Oh, well, my father's a poli-sci professor, and he said one of the best books he ever read on what it's really like in Albany is right there behind you. It's called Radical." And she sat there while her husband shopped for 15 minutes and read 20 pages of the book. When it was time to go, she goes, that was really interesting. That was really good. All right. And I was like, yep, just great comics about everything. I was a little upset. I will admit, I'm human. I was a little upset that she didn't go, "I'm buying this amazing book," right, Margot? Wouldn't that have been a nice end to the story? It would have been like, "Oh, I am buying this amazing book." But she didn't say that. She didn't say that. She just said, "That was really interesting." And all I can think of, what's his name? Emil, Remy's brother? Some of the most interesting garbage I ever ate. It's just like, all right. I said, "Yeah, well, it's probably available at the library. It's a couple years old, so you can check it out." But yeah, there was not tons of that today, but that was Friday. But a little bit, which is always wonderful. And hopefully the hot weather. Ooh, did you just bang your face? You see a bottle. Does anyone care? No one wants to talk about comic books when it's a cute baby. Keep being cute, Marguerite. Okay, careful there. Okay, too much autonomy for me right now. Well, for you. All right, I am going to head out. Tomorrow, we should be getting a couple deliveries of some really nice books. Marguerite, say bye-bye. Say thanks for watching. And say, remember, damn it, babies, you gotta be kind.